shop, tools in hand, balsa wood we make a stand, carving dreams from days gone by, stunt hangar planes that touch the sky, control lines tight, the engine hums, crafting art where passion drums. Stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky, balsa wings we build with care. Stunt hangar, join us there.
Well, welcome. Tonight is the is one of many nights that are about to come. The stuff that's so boring, but for some reason you guys like to watch it. And it's what makes an airplane shiny, sandpaper. Now we're not quite to shine yet. We're gonna sand this up. This is 400. I'll give it another coat. I first want to weigh this to see where we're at as far as weight goes. Paper's all tight. And when some people come on, like hopefully there's going to be somebody see this that's interested in buying this combination. Now we got 6 watchers. Let me get this set up. I'll announce it a couple of times. Is there anybody on here who's going to the Nats this year? These don't come up too often. This is a PA65 with a brand new pipe and header, $375. Only delivered at the Nats. So you got to be going to the Nats to get this. Hey, Daniel. I don't fly piped airplanes anymore, so I'll mention it again as soon as some more people get on here. But if you're not on here and you see it in the after party or whatever, give me a call and let me know you want to buy it, and I'll make sure to find you at the Nat. I sanded this flap. I did the fill today and sanded this one flap before the show, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that to the other one. By God, stay off the seam. You can tell it's dry enough because it's powdering off by the looks of my hands. These tips always look so good when they're sanded well. And this is not the first, the last sanding job I'll put, because we'll put another coat of another brush coat on this and sand it again, and then I'll start spraying it and lightly sanding between each coat so that all the imperfections are gone. Let's weigh this up to see where we're at as far as weight goes. Should be around 15 ounces, somewhere in there. $15 and a half, maybe. Now, I've had people ask me, 15 and a half, is that good? Well, that's good when you got 6 coats of dope and the covering on it, but it's bad if it's bare wood. I don't know. Take this one off. Put this on. We know this is 41, so feels halfway light. I don't know. I'd rather it was 10 ounces, but pretty unrealistic. Okay, it's losing weight. It's not gaining weight. No, that ain't right. There we go. So 4 grams. That's can't read it. It's 484 grams minus 41. 484 minus 41. Let's see what this dog weighs. Shit. Yeah. Okay. I wish that thing had a tear on it. 484.4 minus 41. 443 divided by, yeah, 15 and a half. 15 and a half ounces. So remember, if this is 15 ounces, we got to build a fuselage for 15 ounce fuselage and stabilizer, and all the rest of it for 15 ounces. That gives you 30, and 20 ounces for the hardware. That gives you 50, and 6 ounces for finish. That gives you 56. That's, if you don't watch it, you will be overweight quicker than you can imagine. Is there anybody on here going to the Nats? I'll have this setup available at the Nats for $375. Everybody's always looking for PAs and stuff, so the PA 65 with a brand new pipe. Yeah, you'll be there, but you ain't got any money. You don't want to buy that. I gotta have some stake money too. I already sold $100 worth of props, but 60 of that goes to Rich's Brew. So I got $40. Okay, I put these fillers on this thing. Let me show you how I sand it. This is the filler that goes between the flap and the push rod. Of course, there'll be a fillet there as well, but this is the fillet because I didn't bend the horns to the right angle. I just kind of did it before I measured. So this is how I take care of this. Now, if you don't do something about this, these always show through. So I'm going to block sand them, and then we're going to carbon fiber them up real good here. Of course, the carbon's already been put on. And then it's going to get tissued and doped. So let's now hopefully you guys see why I'm doing those long strokes, because this is a long arc. And if you just sand in one spot, you'll get a flat. And if you're sanding right, as anybody who sands will tell you, it's easier to sand a curve than a flat. You can sand a flat into a curve, but if you try to sand something straight to get it perfectly straight, you know, just ask any body man. It's way harder to do than put a curve in it. Like right here is a low. It's only by five thousandths maybe, but I can see it. And in the finished airplane, that would bother me to death. You know, I didn't take extra time to straighten that out. But the flaps are straight and stiff. Let me swap camera angles so you can see, get a better close-up of how I'm dealing with this. Now right here, there's about a 32nd of an inch sticking up right there. No good. You don't want to sand down like that because then the thing won't be straight. So you got to sand it with the long bar on the flap. Let me move this off the bench. Somebody will buy it and say, you were sanding over it with the balsa dust ain't going to hurt this motor. You drag it through the dirt a few times. Run it through some gravel. That may do something, but I don't think balsa dust is going to do anything. Okay, get over here. Hey Dan, I saw your bell crank unveiling. What do you think? You think 5 layers is going to be strong enough? When it hit the table, it sounded pretty solid. Kind of like listening to a poker chip hit the table. I told you my only concern with it with that shoulder bolt. It's 10 layers. And these tanks are only 4 layers thick, and they're like steel. So 10 layers. Actually, they're not 4 layers thick. They're 2 layers thick with half-ounce cloth. So it's less than. Yeah, we're almost there. You see how it's dark right there? That's not sanded enough. You can hardly feel it, but I can see it. It would show through the tissue. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. My initial test, the bench top, to see and hear the degree of cure. Yeah, it sounded okay. People ain't going to get a clue what we're talking about. But how can you tell what it's? Man, you got to listen. When I'm sanded, I'm listening. So when I'm sanding, I'm listening. I feel, but I use my fingernail too. Your fingernail can do probably a half a thousandths. I'm glad I'm refinishing these. This is 80 grit, but we're going to go over it with 180. And then 320. And it's straight. It's real straight. And it feels, see how straight it is? It's real straight. Kind of roll the edge here a little bit. So it's an evening of sanding. Okie dokie. So now find the knife here somewhere. my $3 Minitoyo square because they didn't know what they had. It's pretty wild. $3 for a $200 tool. Where the heck did the knife go? There it is. There it is. Might as well sand this without the flap on it. Now we're sanding with 400 grit on the on this right here. You hear that? No good. Oh, it's just a little bit of rubbing. I can already hear the change tone. Hear that? Big difference. This will be the last brush coat that I'll put on this. Then we'll switch over to spray. Get a more even, uniform coverage on it. Now listen. Oh, sounds terrible. You hear it change tone there? New piece. Trying to get the shinies out. Now, for you new sanders, I don't suggest that you sand open-handed like I do, because you can sand huge grooves into the airplane. So don't do as I do as I say. I'm sure you had your dad tell you that. use a block, soft block. And I got one around here somewhere. That damn bottle. Let's see if I can find a soft block. We know we got one here somewhere. Where did I put it? In this cup here. Might be. Yep. Let me get rid of this so I don't dent this thing up. And the absolute correct way to do this is with one of these. Now this block is 4 inches wide, 6 inches long, and I just cut them into 3 pieces. And it's a soft foam block for color sanding a car. You buy it at Sherman-Williams or any place that sells automotive paint, PPG, Sickens, whatever. And it will yield you a flatter surface than what I can do by hand, but did it a lot quicker there. And if you ever watch any of Wendy's tapes where he explains the paint, that's exactly what I'm doing here. You got highs and lows, valleys and peaks. You're just trying to level them out. He does a little graphic tutorial on it. I think I've done one before too. It's probably on the channel. And it might be worth a refresher course. What really makes a stunning model is how much of this you're willing to do, how much sanding you're willing to do. Because the adage of when you think you're done sanding, sand it again and again and again and again is exactly correct. I think what I'm going to do is take that 80 grit and blunt this leading edge up some more. Pretty sharp. It might be all right. And this gives you the lightest paint job possible. Because believe it or not, you can see through you probably can't see through it here, but you can see right through my airplane wings because there ain't no paint on it. This is all clear, tinted clear. That's why it looks so splotchy. It's sinking down into the paper. About 70% thinner on this. I know I'm going to sand through somewhere. It just happens every airplane I build. I almost hate to put the brush back on it. I ain't ready to spray yet. Maybe we'll wait till after the gnats to get any more dope on it. I don't know. It ain't like I don't have any airplanes to fly. I could crash one a week and last 3 months. Let's see, yeah, that's 12. Yeah, one a week and last 3 months. We just gotta hope that doesn't happen. Yeah. Let's put all the hinges back in this thing. Somebody was asking me about the brush oil. Doesn't that contaminate the paint? No. Now, motor oil might, but the brush oil I use is from Kafka, and that's what it's designed for, is brushes. Of course, you do have to rinse them out, wipe the brush off, get as much oil off as you can. But it's a special oil that is not going to contaminate the paint. And I think you can find that on my Amazon store. Of course, I'm kind of reluctant to send any more people to Amazon because I have got no credit for anything that's been sold on there because I'm not a big influencer. But it does make it easier for me to show you where to get it instead of having to say, well, you get it here and there. Of course, people are lazy. They don't even want to look on the Amazon page. Too much work. Make one click. That's a lot. I'm missing a hinge. Where did it go? I got more, but yeah, we'll just put 2 in it for now. We ain't putting it together. Gotta cut that shit. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. There it is. All is good. Okay. Now for the bottom. Anybody got any questions? Probably not. I mean, it's only sanding. But the most boring thing can be done. But you're going to have several hours sanding. Ron O'Toole used to say to me, well, if you don't like sanding, you'll be a sander of airplanes before it's over. He's right. When the paper loads up, just wipe it on your pants. I know some of you are probably not that crude, but it works. Get an old pair of pants. Or you can wipe it on your wife's quilt. They love that. Yep, they love that. How much does my stooge weigh? I'd say it's 20 pounds. The piece of 3/8 plate steel, 18 by 12, 12 by 18. Got to be at least 15. I'd say 20. It was so heavy they were quit being shipped via UPS because it cost too much. Well, it sure was nice when I could use DC 540 on this stuff. This would be done by now. Yeah, I can see it. I can sort of feel it too. Yeah, it's going to take some work. You're welcome. That is going to take some work. Online, what's up?
You can hang out a little bit longer if you want.
Okay.
8:30?
Okay. I get any mail?
No.
Nobody loves me.
Happy 4th of July, boy.
Yeah, happy 4th, she said. Yeah, dinner ain't gonna be ready on time, so I don't know that I can do more than an hour at a time. Especially on this subject, kind of boring. Like a drum. Okay, turn it around. Oh, it's rough. It is rough. Yeah, we got that. That's good. Tando the bando. I guess it could be bad Chad and put 1/4 inch of superfill on the thing. Sand it with 80 grit and shoot it with a gallon of urethane. Boy, that'd be beautiful. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, you need to look up Bad Chad and see the type of body work he does. Man, it's beautiful. The guy to watch is Carl from Make It Custom. That guy's a hell of a fabricator. I'd say he's about 40 years old. He really knows sheet metal. They're all Canadians, both them two guys. I guess they don't have anything to do in Canada except make stuff. Can't believe I ain't seen our buddy Leonon. Like he fell off the planet. Haven't seen Gerald on either. I know he's on, he just don't come on anymore. I guess they got a poor internet connection or something, I don't know. Or maybe they just don't like me no more. This is 180, so don't put a lot of pressure on it. I'm just trying to knock off the high shit. Then this is 400. They're blowing shit up. Come back and buff out those scratches I just put in it. There's not enough dope there. I'm getting fuzzy. I don't want to load this thing up too much. And you'll notice I'm sanding left-handed. If you're going to be a sander airplane, you better learn how to do it with both hands. First off, there's a correct position to hold your hand in, and second off, your arms get tired. Let's go ahead and put another coat of dope on it. There's not enough on here. I'm on the bleeding edge. I'm getting fuzzy. We are getting fuzzies. Okay, that's pretty much the hardwood. Let's do the open bays. I think I'm going to add, well, let's see. I might have added the thinner already. Okay. Be straight. You might need some acryl right there. Nope. Need to sand more. Yeah, I'm going to try to make this one as good as I can. Probably gonna take another 4 or 5 hours of sanding on this thing to make it right. Another coat of dope. Another sand out. There'll be a whole bunch of sand out in this. This is the exact same way I did my concourse winning Monado. Exactly. Carbon fiber, the same amount of coats, tissue, and the sanding. But you got to go over it when if you're going to, try to produce something like that. Right here, there's a faint line where the cap strip is joined to the tip. I keep sanding it, and you can't feel it with your finger, but you put your fingernail on it, you can barely feel it. I bet that's a half thousandths deep there. So I'll take some acro green on a razor blade and go over that. And the tips and the fits, do all the cap strips fit? Are there any buckles or creases at the cap strips? That shit is so important to get perfect. Now somebody in the chat or in the comments left me a message saying they used Brodak silk span on their twister or whatever. I can't remember who it was. And said that they got wrinkles. Well, if you got wrinkles, you didn't do it like I showed you to. You don't put any dope on it until after the wrinkles are pulled out. And once the wrinkles are pulled out and you get dope around the perimeter, when it dries, it just goes back to its original state, and there's absolutely no wrinkles because you took them out before you put any dope on it. And it'll be tight just like that, like a drum. Otherwise, it'll be baggy. Same with the tips. You wet the tips, you start pulling them down, you pull all the wrinkles out of the tips. And like where I have a leading edge here sheeting, let's say you can't get that last wrinkle out, well, just keep pulling and pull that wrinkle up onto the sheeting because you can sand the wrinkle out of it. But by no means quit pulling until, don't stop pulling until all the wrinkles are gone. And then dope. I ought to give a covering demo at Brodak, but I don't have anything ready to cover. Suppose I could whip something up real quick. Well, shit, Brodax is over. It won't be till next year. I think I'll do that next year. If I'm still alive. I don't know why guys have such a problem with covering. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Well, we haven't gained any weight to speak of, gram or two. And all that's in, and we'll probably take some of that off. But I figure this thing will be 16 ounces ready to install with the paint on it. It's at 15 and a half now, probably half ounce more paint to get it ready to install. So you got, like I say, you got to build that fuselage at 15 ounces. back in the day, in the 90s, building these big ships, they used to think that we'd get it to 40 ounces and put 20 ounces of hardware in it, and that would make 60. No, shoot for 30, settle for 35, but if you shoot for 40, you're going to have a 70-ounce airplane. And trust me, there is a huge, huge difference between flying a 58-ounce airplane and a 70-ounce airplane. Like night and day. I'll probably go over this with 1,000 too. Thank you, Roy. My 49-ounce Viper that's shown in that video with Wendy. It's on a Wendy video. Had a wing similar to this size, a little shorter in span. It was 58 instead of 60. That when I hit the ground with it and crashed, I remember it was 48 ounces. It had a PA-65 on a pipe. When I hit the ground and the wing came out, the wing was still intact. So I got the weight of that wing. That weight of that wing finished was 15.5 ounces. So that was a 48-ounce airplane, and all I'm shooting for is a 53-ounce or 54-ounce airplane. So I should be able to do it. So let's say this is 16, and 15 is 31, and 20 ounces of hardware is 51, and you put a 6-ounce finish on it, it'll be 58 ounces. Because we all know what the weights of things are. Elevator stabilizer, no matter how you try to make them, about the lightest I can make it is 2.5 ounces. So I always say 3 ounces. And the rudder's a 1/4 ounce, so that's 3 1/4 plus a 7-ounce fuselage, that's 10. So I mean, it's doable. It's just you got to watch every little thing. Hey, Steve. I think we're going to get off of here tonight. All I'm doing is sanding. Same shit, different day. I'm not going to start any big projects till after the Nats. I was going to mold up some tanks for the Nats, but nobody's interested in IC stuff anymore, which is a sad mistake. You guys will be back to IC soon enough, I know for sure. Just like the 4-stroke craze and the pipe craze. All we need is a couple of midgets running on a treadmill now. All right, any questions before I sign off? Well, in that case, make sure you like the video and subscribe and ring the bell for notification. And please consider joining, becoming a member, because after the Nats, There's going to be a special video on every week. They're probably an hour long or hour and a half long. And I might do a jump cut of several videos together that you're really going to enjoy. I mean, these are not live streams. These are edited videos. And trust me, you'll appreciate them. And it only took me 10 years to get them. All righty. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure there's going to be a Friday night stream. It all depends. So like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you later. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.